Kilo Charlie 3, Lima, Charlie Foxtrot, clear.
Yeah, my pleasure, John. Thanks a lot for the call. You have a great day over there in Philadelphia. 73. Bye-bye. Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec. QRZ, any other?
Kilo 0, Oscar, India.
Oh, who's the Oscar India?
Kilo 0, Oscar, India.
Kilo 0, Oscar India. John, good morning. Thanks for the Missouri. Nice signal from you. You're 5758, Orkney Islands, north coast of Scotland. QSL?
Yeah, QSL, Jeff. Well, you're doing very well. You're 5'8" to my location this morning. Very nice single. Over.
Okay, very good, John. Well, nice to meet up with you again. Nice. We've had a few contacts on 17, 20 and 15 previously. So thanks for the new band here on 10 meters this evening. So a couple more bands to go there, John, and we pretty much ticked all the boxes there. So I appreciate the call. Have a great day over there in Waynesville, Missouri, and 73 from Orkney Island, John, over.
Yeah, Roger, Jeff. Well, thank you very much for the new band, and I'll keep an eye on you. Keep an eye out for you to work in with some other bands. I just operate 10 through 40, so that will probably, we'll see how it goes. My antennas for 30 and 40 are not that great. Anyway, we'll catch you later, Jeff. Take care. Have a great week ahead. K0I.
Okay, John. Well, thanks very much indeed for the call. I do appreciate it, and we'll look forward to meeting up again. Kilo 0, Oscar, India. George, Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec. Bye-bye, John.
See you, Jeff.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Golf, Mike 8, Oscar, Foxtrot, Quebec, beaming North America. QRZ.
November Whiskey 3, Charlie.
November Whiskey 3, Charlie. Very good morning, John. Thanks very much for calling in there from Pennsylvania. 5758 into Orkney Islands in Scotland. QSL?
Roger. I just heard your last conversation. I think this might be the first time I've ever worked in Orkney Islands. Over.
Okay, John. Yeah, well, we've got you in the log on a couple of previous contacts on 20 meters. November 2020 and December the 24th, 2021, also on 20 meters, John. So this is our third contact and a new band here on 10 meters. Yeah, third contact with you there, John. The QTH here is the Island of Hoy, Hotel Oscar Yankee, the Orkney Islands, 20 miles off the north coast of Scotland. QSL?
Most of that was covered up by all of a sudden SSB there, QSB, I'm sorry. So I think we're going to have to call this a quit, but sorry about not recognizing your call. Catch you later down the line. 73, bye-bye, NW3C clear.
Okay, John, no problem. We'll catch up with you later. 73, bye-bye. Gulf, Mexico 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen. QRZ, any other call?
Kilo 2, Sierra Tango Sierra.
Okay, Kilo 2, Sierra Tango Sierra. Jim, good morning to you there in New York. Yeah, the band is beginning to close down. Signal's getting quite weak now. 5556 into the north coast of Scotland. Jim, QSL?
QSL, Jeff, I have you 5 and 8. Near Albany, New York. All the best.
Okay there, Jim. Thanks for the 5 into Albany, New York. And good to meet you again, Jim. We had a contact with you September last year on 17 meters. So good to get you on 10 meters here for the first time. Have a great day, Jim, and 73 from Orkney Island. Bye-bye.
Take care, Jeff.
Thanks. Okay, I guess we QSY down to 15, 17 or 20 meters, I think. Propagation on 10 meters now dropping into the noise. Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, QSY.
Oh no, we got no complaints. it gets a little cold, but I guess we're used to it after this much time. So I've been here 64 years, born and raised here. I can tell you're East Coaster from your voice, and like I said, your signal hasn't wavered. Beautiful signal and audio up here into my station. So WA1GZY, Whiskey Victory Whiskey.
Well, that's very interesting. So you don't grow your grapes, or where do you get the grapes from?
We have some grapes here. We're expanding our grapes, but most of the wine we make are fruit wines. We make a lot of blueberry, blackberry. We have a friend that makes wines. We thought that might be kind of fun, and we've enjoyed it. We've been doing it for, I don't know, 3-4 years here. Wife retired about a year after I did. She worked in the public school system up here, so yeah, just kind of, use the ground. So yeah, we like to garden and try and get something out of our property taxes. Go ahead.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure you get a lot of satisfaction from that, and you may sell enough to pay for some of the bills there. That's great. What type of business? You say your daughter is in Virginia. What is she studying to do?
They're actually starting up a business for insect control, more mosquitoes and flying insects and that kind of stuff. So they're going to be, they bought into a business up here. They have an area along the lake shore that Whiskey WRTC. CQWRTC, Kilo 9. Excuse me. CQWRTC, November 9, Whiskey.
George, Mexico, 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec.
Okay, Oscar, Florida, Quebec.
George, Mexico, 8, Golf, Mike, 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, 59 in Orkney Island, Scotland. QSL?
Very good. Good signal this morning. Thank you for the call. You're 59 in Illinois, November 9, Whiskey.
Okay, thanks for the 59 Illinois. Name here, Jeff. Good luck in 73. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Jeff. Thanks for the call. It's good to know we're getting out. 73. This is November 9 Whiskey for WRTC contact.
Kilo X-ray 2 Sierra.
Kilo X-ray 2 Sierra 59.
Thank you. Also 59 73.
73 QRZ November 9 Whiskey.
They are very, very fine, east and west here from Europe. Here I'm running with a J2, the Foxtrot Tango Delta X-ray 1200, and I am running about 300 watts in a vertical and multi-band antenna. So back to you, Yankee Bravo 5, Delta Echo, Echo Alpha 7, Golf Union.
Whiskey X-ray. Uniform. Papa November X-ray. At a Hotel Bravo station, Hotel Bravo.
Anyway, thanks for calling in. You have a real life signal here in New York. Enjoy the conditions while we're in there.
Copy that. Yourself as well. So we'll be clear. November 2, Tango Bravo Delta, Kilo Bravo 1, Golf, Oscar is clear.
Okay, 73. Anybody else, November 2, Bravo Tango Delta, that's Kilo 00590, transmitting from the Mansion Castle, just north of New York City, QRZ.
George, Mexico, 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen.
Okay, I have two stations calling. The station Whiskey Alpha 9, stand by 1 second. The station ending in Queen.
Roger, Roger. The call is Germany, Mexico, 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen. George, Mike, 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen. You're 5 and 7 into the Orkney Islands, north coast of Scotland. QSL?
Okay, QSL, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
You're also 57 in the state of New York at the Mansion Castle, Jeff. QSL?
Okay, Brian, QSL, nice to meet up with you again, and thanks to the new band, our first on 15 meters. Have a great day and good luck at 73, Brian. Bye-bye.
73, have a great day. Okay, the Kilo 9 station again.
Thank you, 59. Kilo Tango Lima.
Whiskey Tango Lima, 59.
59.
Tango Mike 3, WRTC. Echo Alpha 4. CQWRTC. This is November 9 Whiskey.
Kilo 2, Sierra.
1K1.
K2, sugar.
1 Charlie Bravo Juliet. 4 Bravo. Thank you, QRZ.
Kilo 2, sugar.
With the Kilo.
Kilo 2, Sierra.
Whiskey Golf. Kilo 2, Sierra.
No. Sorry, I'm unable to copy through that. QRZ, November 0 Whiskey. Sierra.
Germany, Mexico, 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen.
Ocean, Florida Queen again.
Germany, Mexico, 8, Golf, Mike, 8, Ocean, Florida, Queen, 59, Orkney Island, Scotland. QSL?
Okay, thank you for the QSL from the Orkneys. Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Quebec, Queen, 59.
Oscar, Florida, Queen, Ocean, Foxtrot, Quebec. 59, good luck in 73. Bye-bye.
Said it right, said it wrong.
Okay, Zhang, 73. Bye-bye.
Sierra
Victor 1, Mike Echo.
But we also had received some snow for the first time this year. Last Friday, we had about 4, maybe 5 inches, around 10 to 12 centimeters in a couple of hours. At this moment, it's almost gone, but I tell you, last Friday, it was chaos on the road here. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we got wakened there last night. I think it was around 2 o'clock in the morning there. The neighbors across here, snowplow went there and he got stuck on his lawn, and he was putting in forward and reverse, and oh man, he was out.
Thank you, Oscar Mike 42 WRTC. Kilo 6 Kilo, November Uniform 59. Italy Kilo 6 Victor, November Uniform, thank you, 73, Oscar Mike 22 WRTC. 73, gracias. All aboard there, are you living in that area?
Okay, Jim, very good. Sorry to hear about your sister there. No, we are not in the mountains here. They kind of start
in Frederick. Yes? Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, fine here. Just filling out a piece of paper here. I'll be right with you. This WSL came with this. this morning. It's not quite noon yet, but how are you today?
Yeah, hunkered down. We have a
Romeo, Tango Charlie, special call, stewardess. Whiskey Juliet, Good evening.
Sugar Norway 5-9.
5973, bye-bye.
Thank you. Lima 00 Whiskey Romeo Tango Charlie.
One moment, my computer. It's Alpha Quebec. Whiskey Radio Tango Charlie, second 20. India 3, Whiskey Radio Tango Charlie, calling CQ.
Italy X-ray Sierra Papa 9 Victor Papa.
Anybody using this frequency? CQ20, CQ, George Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec. George, Mexico 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, beaming North America. CQ, CQ 20 meters. Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec. Germany, Mexico 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, calling CQ 20 meters and listening for any call. CQ, CQ, Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Foxtrot, Quebec. George, Mexico 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, calling CQ 20.
Delta Juliet 7, November Tango. India Papa Bravo.
India Papa Bravo.
USL, that's Echo India 8, India Papa Bravo.
Roger, Echo India 8, India Papa Bravo. Good morning to you there, Johnny, in Dublin. You're 5'7", 57 off the side of the beam. The name is Jeff, Golf Echo Oscar, Florida, in the Orkney Islands on the north coast of Scotland. Echo India 8, India Papa Bravo, Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Foxtrot, Quebec, QSL.
Johnny. I'm located in Dublin, just north of Dublin. At the moment the beam is pointing southwest. I've no rotator, so I'm getting you on the back of the beam. So yes, thanks a million for the contact there. Just heard you calling out, so I said I'd go back. You're coming into me at a 5 and 5 on the back of the beam, over.
Yes, okay, thanks for the 55 off the back of your beam there, Johnny. You're bouncing around between a 56 and a 58 with me on the side of the beam. I'm beaming northwest into North America. No problem though, lovely modulation on your audio, so 100% copy, Johnny. We're located on the island of Hoy, Hotel Oscar Yankee in the Orkney Islands, and we're running 400 watts, a K4 Delta from aircraft, and a 10 element log periodic at 65 feet. Okay, Johnny, thanks very much indeed for the call. A pleasure to meet up with you for the first time. Enjoy the rest of the day over there in Dublin, and 73 from Orkney. Echo India 8, India, Papa Bravo, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec, over.
Yeah, QSL, Jeff, thanks a million there for the nice report, and likewise, hope you get some nice contacts there into North America. Won't hold it up, so I'll say best 73 there, hope you have a lovely new year, and yeah, hope to speak with you again. Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, Echo India 8, India, Papa Bravo. All the best, 73.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Johnny. Belated Happy New Year greetings to you and the family as well. We'll look out for you next time, 73. Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, QRZ.
Delta Juliet 7, November Tango.
Delta Juliet 7, November Tango. Good evening, Jörg. Good to meet up with you again. You're 5959 in Orkney Island, north coast of Scotland. The name here, Jeff Golf, Echo, Oscar, Florida, Florida. QSL?
Yes, QSL, Jeff. Nice to hear you, You are also 5'9" here, 20 kilometers south of Bonn, the ex-capital of Germany. So propagation up to Scotland is very good today with my 80 watts and my home-blown NFET antenna here. Yes, the WX here, Jeff, currently 3 degrees outside, a little bit overcast, and yes, it's going to be dark, so there's nothing to see from the overcast yet. So microphone back to you, Jeff, to Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, from Delta Juliet 7, November Tango.
Yeah, very good indeed, York. Well, thanks for that nice report. Yeah, there's a little bit of QSB on the band. Conditions not very good tonight. The local time here is 1700. The sun set about 1 hour ago, so it's getting very dark outside and the band beginning to close down. But no problem, Jorg, we're still copying you 100%. So a very nice signal with your 80 watts into the NFET antenna. 73, Jorg, and have a good evening. We'll look out for you again. This is our first contact on 20 meters. I see we had some contacts on 40 meters back in December last year. The call was Golf Mike 5 Whiskey Sierra. So very pleased to meet you with my personal call sign, and you're in the log here. So 73's York, have a good evening. Delta Juliet 7 November Tango, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
Yes, Jeff, many thanks for the information about the change of the call sign. I was wondering a little bit because I couldn't see anything in my log, but that explains everything. So many thanks, Jeff, for picking me up. I wish you a great evening, a great week. Stay healthy, and perhaps we hear us again on this band or on some other bands. I'm looking forward to that. So have a nice evening. 73, Jeff, for Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, from Delta Juliet 7 November Tango.
My pleasure, York. 73, thank you, bye-bye. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, QRZ.
Sierra Victor, Germany 6, Santiago, Florida, United.
Who's the Charlie 6?
Delta Golf 6, Sierra Foxtrot uniform.
Okay, Delta Golf 6 Sugar Fox uniform. Heinz, good evening. 5 and 9 in Orkney Island, Scotland. The name Jeff Golf, Echo Oscar, Florida, Florida. QSL?
QSL, Jeff. Your report here, Airbus 2 is 59 plus 5, 59 plus 5. Very strong signal. Gratien, ISO, Fox Tango 991 Alpha. This antenna is a ground plane. Power this moment is 80 watt here.
Okay, very good, Heinz. Well, no problem. Solid copy from you there. Running 400 watts here. A K4 Delta from Elecraft, and 10 elements log periodic. Beaming North America at the moment, Heinz. So your signal off the back of the beam, but no problem. Solid copy. Okay, Heinz, nice to meet you again. Thank you for the first contact on 20 meters. We had a QSO on 10 metres, June 2020. Have a good evening and good luck from Scotland. Delta Golf 6 Sierra Fox uniform, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox Quebec. 73 Heinz.
Okay, thanks for your information. Also meinem Logbook ist die Juni 2020 auf 10 Meter ebenso noch. 703, good luck from Stuttgart.
Okay, many thanks indeed, and have a good evening there, Heinz. Bye-bye. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, QRZ. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. QRZ, any other call? Okay, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec, QSY 40 meters.
L'FT Piedi e compagnia bella, perciò lui ce l'ha e quindi la cosa è positiva. Hai capito, Giovanni? Sì. Was man von 7.700 €. Thank you, my friend. 73, bye-bye, good luck. Quaresat. Italia, Mike, Lima, Charlie, chiama per il diploma i Pontetti.
Go to Mexico 5, Canada Delta 2, calling
Is anybody using this frequency? Is this frequency occupied? CQ 40 meters, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. George Mexico 8 Oscar Florida, Quebec. CQ 40. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. Calling CQ on 40 meters, listening for any call.
Mike 6, Bravo, Alpha, Quebec.
Yeah, Mike 6, Bravo Alpha, Quebec. Very good evening, Brian. Thanks for coming back to the call. Good signal from you. 5-9 into Orkney Islands. This is Jeff on the island of Hoy. Yeah, very noisy band tonight, Brian. A lot of activity all the way up and down the band, so a lot of QRM. Anyway, loud and clear with me, Brian, and good to meet up with you for the first time this year. Mike 6 Bravo Alpha, Quebec. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
Nice to talk to you again, Jeff. You're overnight, you're probably you are into a 25-metre inverted L. About 10 watts, not much more. Anyway, into a 25-metre inverted L. As usual, with my old valve Yaesu FT200. Copy?
Yeah, copy, no problem, Brian. Yeah, your little FT200 doing a great job there. Lovely, clear modulation, and you're beating all the QRM, and a lovely job with the 10 watts into the inverted L. Excellent, Brian. Well, we're running the same old equipment here, the K4 Delta, 400 watts into the 6-element Yagi, beaming south at the moment. But yeah, it's a very, very busy band. I think the propagation is obviously working on 40 meters tonight, so it's going to be a little bit noisy. Anyway, as I say, 100% copy from you. Weather up here today has been a cloudy but dry and calm, and a very warm 10 degrees. Unbelievable weather up here at the moment, Brian. It's almost springtime tropical weather, so I think it's been pretty chilly down there your end of the country there. Mike 6 Bravo Alpha Quebec, GM8OFQ.
Well, Jeff, it gets signs of spring here. There's signs of spring here. The seeds are coming up in the garden. Dry, it's been dry but cloudy. Dry but cloudy, the same here. For some reason, I'm getting 0 QRM. I'm getting very, very, very little QRM. I mean, I'm in the centre of town, but I've got a service road at the bottom of my garden, and my antennas are a long way from between the houses. For some weird reason, that I'm in the middle of a town, I get a really low QRM level here. I'm just lucky getting a service road where they're not going to build it. You know, I've been getting stations from all over the place, but you're as strong as I've ever heard you. You're as strong as I've ever heard you. Just slamming in, really great signal, and I think we're all looking forward to the spring, and we're all looking forward to the sunspot maximum in a few years. Copy?
Yeah, QSL, Brian. Yeah, well, the conditions are very good at the moment. I've been up on 10, 15 and 20 metres this afternoon. Some good conditions coming in from North America. Not as strong as usual, but it's pretty dark outside, so it's quite late for the high bands, and they're beginning to drop down, but 40 metres is wide open, and I'm sure 80 and 160 are buzzing away as well, so we might slip down to 160 metres later this evening. Fine on your conditions there, being in the middle of town. Yeah, it can sometimes be very noisy. The last QTH where we were living in Bournemouth, we were in the middle of a housing estate, and that was very, very noisy. We had solar panels, LED street lights, VDSL lines. You name it, we had it, and during the evenings it was impossible to hear anything at all. The S meter was 20 over 9, so I know a lot of people are suffering from that sort of QRM, and unfortunately Ofcom are not doing anything about it. They're just not interested, so a lot of people are going QRT now because they just they can't hear any signals on the bands. Very sad situation. Anyway, Brian, we'll let you get off there. Thanks very much indeed for calling in this evening. Have a pleasant evening. Stay warm, of course, and we'll catch up with you again a little bit later on. Mike 6 Bravo Alpha Quebec, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess I'm quite, well, you're lucky, and for some odd reason I'm lucky with noise. I don't know why. As I say, my antenna's a long way between the houses. Okay, nice to talk to you again, Jeff, and I'll catch you further down the log. 73.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the call there, Brian. Have a good evening. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec, URZ.
Yes, true. We all suffer with the noise, don't we? TTGB.
Yeah, who was the Mike 0?
Golf 6.
Okay, Golf 6, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Golf 6 Echo X-ray Fox. Jeff, how are you keeping?
Yeah, just give me the call again.
Germany 6, England X-ray Florida, QSL.
Okay, very good indeed. Sorry about that, Jeff. Yeah, quite a lot of splatter at the moment. Anyway, no problem, you're in the clear now. And nice to hear you this evening, Jeff. Yeah, 5.9 plus in the clear. Yeah, everything is going well here. A lovely warm day up here. 10 degrees is the temperature, and a little bit overcast. We did see some sunshine now and again, but very calm conditions. So a very warm day up here for this time of year. Anyway, I hope everything's well with you down there in Lincolnshire, and hopefully you're staying well. I see we had a contact with you back at the beginning of last month. With the centenary call sign, the Golf Mike 5 Whiskey Sierra call. So anyway, as I say, loud and clear into Orkney Island, Jeff. Golf 6 Echo X-ray Fox, GM8OFQ.
Too bad down here, Jeff. 1 or 2 health issues, but nothing too serious. WX here is gold, and it's been -5, just about crept to 3 degrees today, so the parka was out when we took our walk. Radio conditions haven't changed much, but I'm now working to get the G90 onto digital, just waiting for a couple of parts, and then G6EXF QRP will be out on FT8 for when we go to Spain in the summer. But otherwise we're keeping well, and we're hoping that it's going to go to the dizzy heights of 7 and 8 in the next couple of days. GM8OFQ Golf 6 Echo X-ray Fox.
Yeah, fine, Jeff. Oh, what's the rig you're using at the moment? Is it the 7300?
Yeah, Roger. This is the 7300 and the AV8 desk mic QSL.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, your modulation's absolutely perfect. Yeah, I see we made a note on one of our previous QSOs that you're running the 7300. Well, good luck with the G90. I've heard a lot of those little rigs on the air. They're very good for working QRP, and of course they do work very well as a driver for a linear amplifier as well. So I'm not active on FT8 at the moment. All my data equipment is tucked away in the bottom drawer here, but we might get it out in a couple of days with the possibility of working the Bouvet Island, the expedition, but not holding out much hope, Jeff. There's going to be horrendous pile-ups. A lot of very disappointed people, I think. They are operating for 3 weeks from the beginning of February, but with the QRM on the bands these days, it's going to be very difficult to get through. It's going to be a matter of luck, I think, to find that small crack in the wall of QRM that comes out of South Europe. Very good. Okay, Jeff, well, I'll let you get off there. Thanks very much indeed for the call. Sorry to hear about the health issues, but hopefully it's nothing too serious, and I'm sure a nice holiday down in Spain will get you back on the road to recovery. Cheers for now, Jeff. Back to you there for any final. G6EXF GM8OFQ.
GM8OFQ G6EXF. Yeah, no health issues, minor. It's just something left over from some surgery that needs sorting out. Yeah, we've just come back from Barcelona. We're hoping to go back in June, and then we're down there for a couple of 3 weeks in September, so we should be okay. And the G90, yeah, it works well in the field. I've sorted out battery power for it, so I've now got enough battery power to go for about 4 or 5 hours without worrying too much about whether it's going to drain it out. I'll let you go, Jeff. I'll catch you further down the log, and you stay safe now, stay healthy. GM8OFQ G6EXF, also now going QRT.
Okay, Jeff, well, good to hear you. Thanks a lot for the contact this evening, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again. Cheers for now, Jeff. Bye-bye. Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec. Yours,
Mike 0 Kilo Victor Whiskey.
Okay, Mike 0 Kilo Victor Whiskey, I think it was. Good evening. Thanks very much indeed. Yep, nice signal. You're 59 plus into the Orkney Islands, and hope everything is well with you down there, Vince. I'm just looking at previous contacts here. I see we worked you on 80 metres a couple of years ago. Anyway, you're 59 into Orkney Island, Vince. Mike 0 Kilo Victor Whiskey, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. This is M0KVW returning. Thank you for bringing me in. I forgot your name, unfortunately. If you could tell me your name, I'm not near a computer. You're a cracking signal. You always are when I listen to you. Over 20 at times, and well over 5.9 most times. Nice to hear about the balmy weather there in the north of Scotland. What the weather saying here in Liverpool? It's still better than down south, surprisingly. Came Cambridge and your last caller, they're getting freezing conditions at minus. It's been above freezing for the last 2 or 3 days here. It's been very cloudy, not a hint of sun, and around about 6-7 degrees. But I notice that Scotland often gets some lovely sunny weather in the winter. It's nice to think of that. You do get some pretty bad weather as well. But anyway, M0KBW to GM8 Oxford, GM8 Oscar Foxtrot Quebec. Over to you.
Yeah, okay, Vince. Yeah, very good. No problems at all. The name is Jeff Golf Echo Oscar Foxtrot. And we're on the island of Hoy in the Orkney Islands, Vince. Yeah, we had a contact with you back in September 2020. That's the last QSO, and that was on 80 metres. Anyway, nice to meet up with you again. Yeah, we've been very fortunate with the weather up here in Orkney Islands. It's been a very mild winter so far. Lowest temperature we had was -2 degrees. Generally it's around 4 to 6 degrees. And quite a bit of sunshine as well, so we can't complain about the weather. Very good. Okay, Vince, well, thanks very much indeed for the shout this evening. Good to meet up with you. I'll pick up a few more calls before we pull the plug, but a pleasure to get you in the log again, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again a bit further down. Mike 0 Kilo, Victor Whiskey, GM8OFQ.
GM8OFQ, this is M0KBW returning for the finals. Okay, thank you, Jeff. It's always lovely to talk to you and to listen to you. I listen a lot and don't speak on the radio, and you're always a cracking signal. Just one quick query, you don't need to come back to me on it, but what's the fishing like, the sea fishing? Because I like to fish on the coast here on Crosby. Do you do any fishing yourself? M0KBW to GM8OFQ. 7-3s, Jeff.
No, not rod fishing as such, Vince. Of course, fishing is a big industry up here, and I've got a lot of friends who are professional fishermen here on the island. So we have a ready supply of fish. But no, I don't do any rod fishing myself. Although it is a popular sport, and I know a lot of people come up here as tourists and go out on the chartered fishing boats that operate out of Orkney Island. So that's the situation. Okay, Vince, thanks very much indeed. We'll catch up a little bit later. All the very best to you, and have a good evening there. Mike 0 Kilo, Victor Whiskey, GM8OFQ.
Yes, 7-3, Jeff, all the best, and Happy New Year belated. 7-3, Golf 2.
Thanks a lot, 73, bye-bye. I heard a Golf 2, is that you, Tom?
It is. Good afternoon, or good evening now, how are we? And also hello to Vince, another Royal Signals member there. I haven't heard Vince for a while, he's a good signal here down in Leicestershire. Not quite as good as you, you're about 30 over, sometimes slightly more, so I'm guessing the conditions are fairly optimal between us. GM8OFQ, G2NV.
Yeah, very good, Tom. G2NV, GM8OFQ. Yeah, lovely signal as well, as usual. Yeah, 20 over, Tom. The band is very, very busy tonight. Just looking at the pan adapter here, it's pretty solid all the way from top to bottom. So obviously propagation is working very well tonight. Although the frequency seems reasonably clear. There's a little bit of rumbling on the side, but nothing that's affecting your signal, Tom. As I say, as usual, a big signal. Yeah, everything is okay up here. We're having a lovely day here. 10 degrees Celsius was the temperature today. A little bit of sunshine, but mainly cloudy, but very calm conditions. So dry and calm conditions up here in Orkney, which is unusual for this time of year. The high bands are working pretty well. I was up on 10, 15 and 20 a little bit earlier this afternoon, but conditions were dropping down quite rapidly. It's pretty dark outside, The sun sets around about 4 o'clock here on the north coast. Anyway, I hope everything's well with you there, Tom. G2NV, GM8OFQ.
Yeah, all very good here, and you've got nicer weather than we have. It's about -3 here. It was -6 this morning, and it's not got much above. Well, we've had some lovely sunny weather, but bright though it's not been very warm. So there we are. So it sounds like you guys are getting the better of it up there. And I was listening while I was making my cup of tea in the next room. I was listening to you discussing the Bouvet Island expedition, and if it's of any interest to you, I see on my live tracking of them they're doing about 9 miles an hour, heading east-northeast, about, I don't know, probably about 200 miles east of South Georgia at the moment. So they've still got a few days sailing to go on that vessel to get them to where they're going. But quite a journey. That's before you have to maul all the equipment over the side of that into a Zodiac and then beach it and carry it up a glacier. So hats off to those boys. I think I'd rather be at the other end and in amongst it with the pile-up than on the ends of the earth. But there we go. Let's hope we get them. GM8OFQ, G2NV.
Yeah, G2NV, GM8OFQ. Yeah, you're right, Tommy. I've been monitoring the Facebook page, and yeah, they're doing very well with updating everybody on the situation. Understand they've had a little bit of seasickness on board, but the latest update yesterday was that they had recovered and they're feeling much better now. But it's getting pretty rough down there in the South Atlantic this time of the year. Although it's pretty much summertime, the storms still whip up the swell. And although it's quite a large boat, I think it's about 100 foot in length and weighs probably around about 50 tons, it can bounce up and down a bit in the swell. But I understand that they were operating Maritime Mobile on CW on 20 metres yesterday and had quite a few contacts. I don't think they're operating any SSB from the Maritime Mobile. They're using their personal call signs, not the Bouvet Island call sign, of course. But it's good to see that they're actually firing up on the boat. I think they're just running basically 100 watts. So yeah, well, it's going to be very difficult. Good luck with getting through the pile-ups there, Tom. I think the first week or 10 days is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I think towards the end of the 3 weeks, things might calm down a little bit, and you might stand a chance of getting through that wall of QRM. But they're urging people not to call in on dupe calls. I know a lot of our southern European friends continue to call on the same band for several contacts, so they're not going to answer any duplicate calls. At least that's what they're saying anyway. So we'll wait and see. But as you say, getting the stuff off the boat into the rib and then motoring across to the beach is going to be a real tricky exercise. They're going to have to pray for a very calm day because there's no way that they're going to get the equipment onto dry land if there's a swell. I think their little rib is only about 12 feet in length, so they're going to have to make several journeys backwards and forwards to get all the equipment off. But they're experienced, the expeditioners, so I'm sure they've all done it before. But down there in the South Atlantic, the weather is very unpredictable, and it only needs a few days of really bad stormy weather to upset the whole schedule. So we'll keep our fingers crossed anyway, and hopefully we'll get at least one contact with them on one band. G2NV, GM8OFQ.
Yes, okay, yeah, well, oh dear me, I think it's true, I take my hat off to them, I really do, but I'll be very happy when they get on and get set up, and also when they get back off safely and head for home, because those are the transitions between vessel and land are the really naughty bits that can go quite wrong if you, as you say, if you're familiar with the weather in that part of the world. A good day down there is considered something that we probably all want to stay indoors and keep away from up here. But there you go. Yeah, very good. Well, I have my plans as to what I'm going to do. I'm going to try a parasitic array on 20. Set up in the garden here. Just worked out the orientation the other day, and I can get one in quite easily for 20, and I think we might be able to get a vertical with a parasitic reflector behind it in as well. So on quarter-wave spacings, I think that's pretty achievable. So if that doesn't work, then I don't know what to do. I might hop a plane and come up to Hoy and borrow your beam for a bit. GM8OFQ, G2NV.
Okay, Tom, you'll have to join the queue, I think. I don't know. I don't think we're much better off than anybody else, to be quite honest. I mean, I'm sure there are boys who'll be running a few kilowatts just to try and get through the QRM. But you know what it's like. As soon as their call sign appears on the DX cluster, you can guarantee within 5 seconds everybody in Europe and possibly everybody else who's hearing them in the world is going to be calling. So their split frequency is going to be quite tremendous. They're probably going to be operating plus 50 or minus 50 kilohertz, I think, on the split. That's going to be the matter of luck in being on the right frequency as he's tuning through it. I'm going to get my data equipment out with I've got the FT817 here all set up for FT8, so we'll try that, and maybe we'll get we probably stand more chance of getting a data contact than a sideband. And we might even drag the key out as well. I've got a key somewhere in the bottom drawer here. We might have to resort to a bit of CW, Tom.
Well, yes, fair enough. Yeah, I shan't be making a contact with them by FT8. I've never had anything to do with it, and it just doesn't tickle my fancy at all. But I always find with the rare stuff that you're quite right, of course, that the minute it goes up on the cluster, it'll be madcap, bedlam time. But usually, if these places are hospitable enough and they can operate sort of relatively regularly for the first sort of 8 to 10 days, things start to die back and you get half a chance to dive in. So that's what I'm planning to do. I've hopped a couple of the juicier ones by doing exactly the same thing. Do a lot of listening, quite a bit of giggling at some of the conduct. But yes, I think I was looking on their website the other night. It said that we will be operating from sort of 14,225 up 5 to 30. So if you can't be herded amongst that little lot when everybody's thinned out a little bit, then I suppose it's time to switch off and go and watch the or something. But there you go. GM8OFQ, G2MV. MI0SDR, over.
Yeah, okay, Derek. Good evening. MI0SDR, G2NV, GM8OFQ. No, you're absolutely right, Tom. You're going to have to be very patient. I mean, when they're on, I think you're going to have to commit to at least a couple of hours of calling, or at least put the automatic caller on and just sit there and listen. And tune up and down the split and just hope that you catch them. They should be a pretty strong signal. They are due south of us. The bearing, at least from Orkney anyway, is 180 down to Bouvet, so they are due south of us. So we might even get a bit of trans-equatorial on the propagation, but they should be a reasonable signal because their antenna arrangement is quite amazing. They've got a lot of wire antennas. I understand they're taking Yagis as well. So they've got a variety of antennas used. I think they're running 8 stations simultaneously, and I think there's nine guys, as far as I remember, 9 operators. So they're obviously working a shift pattern, but they're going to be pretty tired at the end of it. And then, of course, they've got to get all the equipment off the island. They're not allowed to leave a single piece of evidence on the island. Everything has got to go back into the cans and then shipped back onto the yacht, and then I think they're going to South Africa. I'm not too sure, but I did hear somebody say they're departing from Bouvet to South Africa on the departure, again because of the trade winds, which are generally westerly. Some people were asking why didn't they go from South Africa originally, but they'd be battling against the headwinds on the boat, so it's safer and quicker for them to have gone from the Falkland Islands. But maybe we'll hear the Maritime Mobile on the way back from Bouvet to South Africa there. Okay, Tom, let me put it down. I don't know if you were copying Derek there, MI0SDR. Let me bring Derek in anyway, and then he can pass it back to you there. MI0SDR with G2NV GM8OFQ. Good evening, Derek.
Yeah, good evening to you, Jeff. You're sounding absolutely great. What a signal. You're 5.9 plus 30 maybe, so you're absolutely booming. And we just changed the microphone here today on the FTD-X10. I got this from a friend. It's an MD200 from Yeezy, so hopefully it sounds okay to you there, over.
Yeah, sounds very nice indeed, Derek. Yeah, very smooth, sharp and clear, so no problems at all. I'm on 7.1, let me just have a look here. What am I transmitting on? 7167.680. And yeah, you're sounding very nice. Yeah, good job with the new mic there, Derek. Over.
Yeah, Roger, no problem. Well, you sound great yourself there. What was I going to say to you? Darren has the Land Rover put away now for the he's bringing it out. You bring it out now in the summer there, but he's put away there at the moment, over.
Right, okay, yeah, probably a good idea to keep the Land Rover in the garage over the winter time. My Land Rover is showing distinct signs of being attacked by the weather. Haven't had the opportunity of giving it a wash and a polish yet, but it desperately needs it. It's looking a little bit sad at the moment, but first opportunity we'll spray it down and give it a polish, and maybe try and get it back to looking like it was when we first brought it up here, Derek.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't, Jeff. I'm sure you'll get that done. But the propagation is fantastic at the moment, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant propagation at the moment. Unbelievable. The conditions are coming from everywhere there. They're coming in from everywhere there. But I'll give Tom a quick call now and I'll let you carry on there, over.
Yeah, sure, Derek. No problem. You go ahead and give Tom a call.
Okay, G2NV MI0SDR. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, no problem, Derek. Very good. 5.9 plus 10, sounding very good indeed, and nice to hear you on the air. And do you know what? You two with Land Rovers. Imagine putting a Land Rover away in the winter. That's when you need one. And as for washing it, I think I washed this one. I washed it before I painted it. And have I washed it since? No, I haven't. No. But there you go. But anyway, yes, mine's distinctly workaday, but it's not. It's the underneath of them that you've got to be careful with where you live, Jeff, for sure. but I know Derek's friend there's got an old series, so I dare say it's worth keeping that indoors definitely now, and looking after it because they're becoming more and more valuable. But there we go. Okay, I'll pass it back to you, Derek. GM8OFQ, nice to hear you. 10 dB over 9 in South Leicestershire, over.
Yeah, you're the same. Tom, 5.9 plus about 15 with me, so sounding good. As I say, we're on a different mic here, just here now, an MD200. We just got it today from a friend there, so I think it seems to be going okay, getting good reports with it there, and so good day work. Yeah, I'll let you carry on there with Jeff. Tom, sure, we'll catch up with you later, okay?
Take care.
Okay, Derek, very good. Well, give my regards to Darren there. Yeah, Tom, I think Darren spent a lot of time, effort and money on doing up that old series Land Rover. It looks absolutely spick and span, and I would not be tempted to drive it around in the wet conditions that we're having at the moment. So it's a good plan to put it away and keep it dry and out of the wet. Okay, Derek, thanks for calling in. We'll catch up a little bit later. 73 for now. Cheers.
Cheers, Jeff. All the best. Cheers, Tom. Bye-bye.
73, Derek. Always a pleasure. Cheers.
Yeah, very good, Tom. So, yeah, well, as I say, hopefully that Bouvet Island is going to be a possibility. So, what's the antenna you're putting up for it?
Well, I'm going to put a pair of verticals up, and I'll set the back one up as a reflector, just a sort of parasitic pair, you know.
Is that on 40 or which band?
Well, I'll firstly for 20, and then if that works, I've got tall enough poles I can do the same for 40. Obviously, I have to change the spacing and the elements, but I can do that with reasonable ease here. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll try 20, which is the most likely to succeed, and then if that works, we'll try the same thing on 40, and I'm hoping it's going to warm up in the next few days so I can get everything set up and measured out, because they are creeping inexorably towards Bouvet, so I'd like to give it a little bit of a test before they're set up. And I noticed that the grey line is swinging round now. I actually worked William ZS4L called me the other night on 20 just after the grey line had passed through. So our grey line, and we're getting to that time of year when you get it sort of starting to line up again as almost a straight line down the globe, which is always when I have my success at working ZS. And I suppose, as you say, I think the point on the compass rose from here to Bouvet is 177 or something similar, 176 point something, I think. So almost due south. So hopefully the grey line will give us a bit of assistance with that, because here, not anywhere near the sea, and a bit too far north, really. ZS is always a bit of a struggle unless you've got a bit of grey line help, Jeff. GM8OFQ, G2MV.
Yeah, G2NV, GM8OFQ. Yeah, that's right, Tom. Yeah, well, the grey line is sort of halfway between the solstices at the moment, so it's looking a little bit skewy. Probably September would have been a good time to have the grey line directly due south of us. But anyway, I'm sure we can make use of it. As you say, well, I'm looking at the grey line at the moment. It's just going through the western tip of Ireland, and the bottom end of the grey line is just to the east of Johannesburg, down in Durban in South Africa. So yeah, probably this time of the night is a good time to get them on the grey line. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for sure, Tom. Yeah, fine on the verticals. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be a problem. You get a couple of dBs from the parasitic reflector, and I think 40 is going to be the most difficult band. We're going to get all the European QRM directly, at least on the higher bands. A lot of the local QRM is attenuated. because of the propagation on the short skip. But of course they'll be hearing all the QRM at their ends. Although we won't be hearing as much, they'll still be getting the full blast of Europe and the rest of the world. Excellent. Yeah, I think they're due to arrive in about 5 days. I think they said January the 30th is their ETA at the moment, the speed they're going. So they'll probably need a day to set up, to offload all the equipment and set everything up. So probably first couple of days of February they'll start off, and I think they're down there for 22 days before they have to depart there with all their trash. G2NV, GM8OFQ.
Yes, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I have a funny feeling you'd be as well off beaming 0 degrees, wouldn't you? Go a long way round to them. That's only you and the guys in sort of Tango Fox and Lima Alpha who are well placed to do that, Jeff.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I was speaking with Stan, Kilo Echo 5 Echo Echo in Florida, and he's a great proponent of long path propagation, and he did suggest exactly that. He said that he might be better off, particularly as they're operating mainly vertical antennas. So beaming due north on the long path is probably a better bet. It's just something we're going to have to suss out over the first few days of operating, and see what signals we can hear. But yeah, it's definitely worth a go there, Tom.
I would have thought so. Yeah. Mind you, it's Stan can point in any direction he wants, can't he? On 20 metres, I think has he got six 5-element beams on that tower at sort of 300 and something feet and up and down. I have heard him working into where was it now? Somewhere, I think it was somewhere like Iran or something like that. And he was working a guy in Australia off the other beams pointed the other way, and chatting to the guy in Iran. And of course, the Aussie and the Iranian couldn't hear each other, but that didn't matter because Stan was there to relay. And at the same time, bearing in mind he wasn't pointing towards me at all. I don't think he was only about 15 over 9. So there's a man who knows about putting metal up in the air. That's a fact. GM8OFQ, G2NV.
Yeah, G2NV, GM8OFQ. Yeah, it's a crazy antenna farm. I think he's got 10 towers up now. Yeah, I think he runs a stack of 6 4-element step IRs on one tower, and the latest tower he's running the 4 hex beams in series, and on all bands, 40 through, was it 40? I'm not too sure if he's got the 40 meter element on the hex beams, but definitely 20 through to 6 meters. He's running 4 hex beams. Crazy. Yeah, he can speak to anybody, anywhere, any time of the day. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's just on 2 of the towers. He's got a 3-element 80-meter Yagi on another tower, and a stack of 4-element Yagis on another tower. Yeah, I hate to think how much money he's invested in that antenna farm. It must be hundreds of thousands of dollars, but anyway, I'm sure he can afford it, otherwise he wouldn't do it. But yeah, he's a great guy. We quite enjoy working him on 20 meters long path, and he's normally at least 20 dB over 9. And I can hear him on a little 2-meter whip plugged into the back of the K3 here. That shows how strong he is. Very good. Okay then, Tom, listen, I'll let you get off there. I think it's, what time is it? It's coming up towards 6 o'clock. So I think we're going to get some lubrication for the tonsils and grab a bite to eat, and then we'll come back a little bit later and see if Ferry is going to be on 40 metres. G2NV, GM8OFQ.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Jeff, yes, I'm going to clear off to 80 for the Royal Signals net. So have a good evening. Thanks for the chat, and good luck with the Buffet Island expedition. And I think we're all going to need it, but it should be a good fun for, well, certainly for the Mediterranean countries. I'm sure they'll have great fun. But yes, there we go. All right, take care. Catch you again soon. Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec. Golf 2, November Victor, now going QRT. 73.
Yeah, okay, Tom, a pleasure as always. And if you get really desperate and you haven't worked them before they're due to leave, I'll give you the password for my remote station, and you can call them from here, Tom. 73, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye-bye.
LA1 Zulu Tango Alpha, Lima Alpha 1 Zulu Tango Alpha, over.
Okay, good evening, Trond. Lima Alpha 1, Zulu Tango Alpha. Good to meet up with you again. Thanks for the call. You're off the back of the beam with me, Trond. You're about a 5'7", 57 into the Orkney Islands on the north coast of Scotland. The name Jeff, Golf, Echo, Oscar, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. So I wonder how you copy me, Trond. Lima Alpha 1, Zulu Tango Alpha, Golf, Mike 8, Oscar, Foxtrot, Quebec.
Roger, Roger. Well, I tell you what, all fine copy here. It's just GM8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec from LA1 Zulu Tango Alpha turning back. Well, I do have the amplifier, preamplifier on. Preamplifier 1 in position number 2, and of course then you are actually 30 to 40 dB over 9 here with me, so good signal, and I guess position number 1 then it might be 20 dB over there, something like that, so no, it's extremely good, and a good signal here, so I do have the preamplifier 1 here. I'm running still 100 watt barefoot, so sure, which I could have some antennas you have there. Geo. Nice to meet you again. Yeah, you do have indeed a lovely antenna farm, you know, so I can only use the dipole antenna on 40 meter. I got a dipole here for 40 meter and 20 meter. Or else, yeah, I have the cobweb antenna also. The cobweb antenna, it is possible to buy extensions for the cobweb antenna, so I can operate on 40 meter with the cobweb antenna, but I haven't ordered any extensions kits, Geoff. So I guess it's okay with the dipole then. For the meantime, time being here. So anyway, Geoff. So good signal here, and I'm very pleased with the cobweb antenna also here. They have been on 10, 12, 15, and 17 and 20 meters. As you probably know, I don't have so much space here on my GJ8 here, so that's the reason why I choose the cobweb. But I do have the MQ1 also, mini beam antenna. I haven't fixed the antenna yet, so it's still in the box here. But when it's going to be milder weather and probably into the spring, summer, then I will put the antenna up there for 10, 15, 20, the MQ1. You can actually also buy some extra things so you can operate on WARC bands too then. So yeah, I do have the rotor here also, so everything. Or maybe I should buy a rotatable dipole there. I guess that will do it also properly. So and then put it much more up in the height there here, because here it's the dipole I'm using here is a little bit sloping down a little bit, so it's not 100% perfect here in my QT8 here. So the dipole antenna. But anyway, good copy here all the time. Yeah, Gio. So back to you again. Nice to meet you again.
Quebec from LA1, Zulu Tango Alpha, go ahead.
Yeah, Rayatron, LA1 Zulu Tango Alpha Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox Quebec returning. Yep, solid copy from you. 5859, a little bit of QSP, a little bit of a QRM on the side of the frequency, but easy copy there, Tron, and fine on the cobweb and getting the 40 meter elements. Yeah, that should work very well. I had a cobweb many years ago, only 20 through to 6 meters. It worked very well. Not quite as good as the hex beam, but it's a very low profile antenna and very light as well. So it's a very good system. And fine on everything else. Yeah, we're running at the moment. I'm running a K4 Delta with 400 watts, and the antenna. It's a 6-element Yagi. At the moment, it's a 3-element full-size horizontal and Yagi, and it's in phase with a 3-element vertical. Both antennas are beaming south. They're in phase, but no problem. You're very easy to copy off the back end of the antenna. Tron. Even when I switch just to the vertical antennas, you're still up at S9 with me. Yeah, I see we had a couple of contacts with you previously. My log, the last contact my log is showing is back in August 2017. We had a contact on 20 meters. I was operating Maritime Mobile from a boat. We were moored in the marina in Kirkwall on the mainland of Orkney, and we had only been in Orkney Island for about 4 months, 3 months. We arrived here in July 2017, so it was just after we arrived that we had the contact with you. It was August the 31st, 2017, and you were 5.9 plus with me as well on that contact, Tron. So, yep, nice to catch up with you again. Anyway, let me put it back to you there for the final, Tron, and then we'll see if there's anybody else who wants a quick report before we go QRT. Lima Alpha 1, Zulu Tango Alpha, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec.
Very good, very good. Wow, this is just amazing signal there from your side here. But of course, the antenna system will make the job then, your 400 watts there. So, yeah, thanks for all the information. You're going to take this as my final then. That's probably a lot of stations trying to call on you. It's always been a pleasure to talk with you there, here. Yes, I'll just check it out here on Josette.com, website there, see, yeah. That was in 2017. Okay, so it's good to talk with you again anyway here there. So yeah, thanks for all the information. We'll see in the future there, type of the antenna. You surely got a very nice antenna. I see, just check out the photo here. I see the mast there. Wow, that's great. It's too big for me here, but maybe on our farmer place. In our farmer place, we got plenty of space there, you know. But yeah, okay. About everything, so I'm running with the J50 950 here, and I'm going to start out with here only to the best time. So that's what I'm using here, and that's the dipole antenna there. So wouldn't keep too much longer then. I understood that you would like to have some more contact there, and it's so lovely to have a talk with you there, T.F. And it's a bit windy here today, the weather, but now it's nice weather goes away. So I think always now we have plus 7 degrees Celsius there, so it's not so cold anymore.
Wait for the spring coming there, you know. The coming spring. Take a trip with my motor home, and me and my wife talking off to take a trip to the UK. And Orkney Island will be So talk to you another time then. So thanks once again for the contact. I see that you're I'm going to take care of
Yes, okay, Tron, very good. Lima Alpha 1, Zulu Tango Alpha, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec. Yeah, the conditions are changing quite rapidly now, Tron. I hope you're still copying me, but your signal almost dropping into the noise. You dropped down to a 5x1. Still 100% copy, but the conditions are definitely changing. So a very good time to wish you 73s, and we'll look forward to meeting up again a little bit further down. All the best to you and your family, and Happy New Year from Orkney Island. Lima Alpha 1, Zulu Tango Alpha, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. 73 Tron, bye-bye. 73, thank you, bye-bye.
Mike 8, Oakland, Florida, Quebec. Do you copy? America, 4 Lima 8 Alpha, over.
Yeah, 4 Lima 8 Alpha. Yeah, very good evening. I do copy you very well. Thanks very much for calling in, Vaho. You're 5859 with me. A lot of Queen Sugar Baker on the band. I think conditions are changing quite rapidly, but copying you 100%. My name Jeff, Golf Echo Oscar Foxtrot, and the QTH Orkney Island on the north coast of Scotland. 4 Lima 8 America, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Foxtrot, Quebec. QSL?
QSL, thank you very much for the answer, Jeff. So, your signal report is it's a 5 and 8, but sometimes I have a QSB which is really very deep. So, name is Buffalo, that is right, and I'm Georgia. So, I'll copy Golf Mike 8 Oscar, Florida, Quebec, 4 Lima 8 America, over.
Yeah, okay, I just switched antennas, and you come up to a 5959 plus with me now, so you're much better copy there, Baha. I was beaming south from the north coast of Scotland, but now we're beaming east, and you're 59, 10 to 15 dB with me. Yeah, nice to meet you again. We had a contact with you a couple of months ago. So nice to get you in the log again. 4 Lima 8 Alpha, Golf Mike 8 Oscar Fox, Quebec.
Yeah, Roger. That is right. I'm just with 100 watts. It really was the interest how you copy me. So I'm surprised that with that very good report. Could you please hear me? What is your antenna, over?
The antenna is a 6-element Yagi, a 3-element horizontal Yagi, and a 3-element phased vertical. Both antennas in phase, okay?
Wow, super. Yeah, very good signal. That's why you will be copying me well. Because my multi-band Yagi here around that. That's a reality. 40 meters have a little bit higher than we are, and every time it's just only 100 watts. Okay, thank you very much for the contact. I wish you all the best at 7-3, Jeff. Golf Mike 8, Oscar, Florida, Quebec, for Lima, America. Bye-bye, 7-3.
Thanks a lot, Vaho. Have a good evening, 73. Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, Golf Mike 8, Oscar Fox, Quebec now, closing down QRT. We'll be back on 40 meters in about half an hour.